Alrighty, welcome back to the Red Corner for Bones and Slim. I am Devo. What a gift! What a gift this year has been, which is kind of, boys, as you've seen, that's turned into our slogan for the team. Slogan for the team this year, thanks to Harrison Bader. We'll get into Harrison Bader. We got a lot to get into, but gentlemen, I wanted to revisit our initial. Well, we got a lot of nice little familiar faces in the chat. Early chat activity, love it. But guys, let's go back to our initial before this year started, our team win total predictions. Okay, I could do a little go down memory lane. So and Slim, you were looking like you were the biggest shark here.
Yes, sir. Nothing new.
Slim predicted 96 wins. Bones predicted 94 wins, and I predicted 93. So most realistic here looks like Slim. But boys, what do you think we're going to land on as far as the year goes, Slim?
I'll tell you what, all year long, we've been taking 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. If we do that, I think we end up at 99 wins, right? So that's where I'm at, 99 wins. I think we're going to have 99 wins. I expect us to win these next 3 series. I really do. Where are you guys at? So I'm actually,
well, do that math again. So do that math again.
They got 12 games left.
Yeah.
All right, and I got them, and so they got 12 games left. I got them going 9 and 3. I got them going 9 and 3. So where does that put them?
98.
98. All right, I got them going 10 and 2. I got them going 10 and 2.
All
They're
right.
going to sweep one of these teams, lose to the Dodgers, and then 10 and 2. Finish out strong.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go 6 and 6. Just to stay on with my prediction here. And the last couple of years I haven't, like, it wasn't on show official, but I was only last year was only 1 game off of going back to back with predictions for the season. And the Phillies.
It's all about this year.
The Phillies caved on the last game of the year last year, and it threw off my bet. But and that's
it's only about this year.
No, but they're going to have a tough series against the Dodgers. I think we'll get into that later. But they got the Dodgers, and of course Cody Clemens coming back at the end of the year. That guy's been on a torn pace this year with the Twins, so it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. And I hope that my win total doesn't hit at 93, because that would mean we would go 4-8 for the rest of the year. So I'm going to sit in there in that 95, 96 win total range. I'd be happy with that. Guys, speaking of that, as I was going through our win totals, I went back, and I couldn't help but go back to one of our old episodes where we were going through the parallels of the 2008, call it, stretch, one of our best stretches in Phillies history, and comparing it to now, right? So believe it or not, which is crazy, because 2022, when we were in Nashville together for Bones' bachelor party, feels like yesterday, right? That was the first time the Phillies have gone to playoffs in over a decade. So here we are on our 4th straight year of going to the playoffs, which even sounds crazy to say out loud. Guys, if we go back to 2010, which would have been the 4th straight year that team went to the playoffs, where do you think we compare from here to then? Any comparisons at all, or is that just kind of a cheap, just 4-4 comparison?
Well, I think there's strong. I don't know about the 4-4 comparison, but I think there's strong comparisons with this team to the 2018. And
okay.
I say this because of one reason. This team, what they're showing us right now, is that the offense can carry us to the World Series. In 2008, we had Hamels, who was awesome. We had Moyer. We had was it Blanton as well? Those 3?
Bazooka Joe and Brett Myers.
And Brett Myers
is the 2.
Yep.
But none of those guys were. They didn't have this. Or did they have the season Sanchez is having? Did they have the season? I know we don't have Wheeler, but they didn't have the pedigree of the guys we have now. I know we're a little bit hurt, but I don't think it even matters. I still think the pitching is a huge strength for us, but this offense, I think, is the best it's been this entire run. And if we can cap it off, I think this era Phillies team, if they can win the World Series, is right up there with the rest of them. They're in it now, And it all comes down to that one guy that you guys know who we're all talking about, man. That gift we got.
What a gift. Bones, what do you think about that?
Yeah, the pitching staff is like the big difference between them two clubs. Like when like Chris said in '08, but 2010, somewhat because the Phillies were kind of like going, they were at the World Series in '08, '09 they lost the NLCS. 2010 it was or no '09 World Series, 2010 NLCS.
Correct.
So the Phillies are kind of trending in that direction ever since then. Like they didn't win the World Series in 2022, but offense, I think the offense is better than what it was back then.
Definitely.
Not as many injuries on this squad. Pitching staff, I mean, it was Oswalt or Halliday, Lee, or Halliday, Hamels, Oswalt in 2010, I believe.
Right.
For the playoff run. Our three match up pretty good. I mean, Holiday was awesome that year. But the bullpen is better, I think, on this squad. And that's the difference between all three of the teams. Like the '08, it was like the bridge to Lidge we always talk about. And now we're trying to see how we can get to Duran. And I think we're starting to get that point. And the offense, there's no quitting this offense right now. And in 2010, they had them games. '08, there was never no quitting that offense. And you could always go back to we're not going to be out of a game, and that's where we are now, and that's the way they're playing.
No, well said. And I bring that up for a very specific reason, right? Because obviously, like Bone just said, we've been hearing those cheap comparisons because the trend was going the same direction. But it's also a very optimistic way of looking at this, right? Because what we all agreed on is from a trajectory standpoint, yeah, we're in year 4 of this, call it Red October every year stretch. But remember, the '08 team stretch, they fell off a cliff after 2010. This team, it's not looking like that, right? Like it's not. If we fell off a cliff next year, that would be really surprising. So I think this is very optimistic for Phillies fans that this might be a longer, more sustainable stretch than we had back then. So comparing the 2010, and just quick reminder, the 2010 year, that was Jason Worth's walk year. He had a ridiculous season. He was the best player on the team that year, and then obviously he got paid by the Nationals after that.
No, that was 2011.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
We'll fact check that. Someone fact check that in the Bones might be wrong here on that.
Definitely not wrong.
No, I think you're wrong about that. I think 2010 was his walk year. Yeah, so chat, fact checked us on that. But we see you in the chat there. We got Josh, we got Jerry, we got Johnny Lightbulb, and Brianna Torres. Real quick before we jump into the Royal Series, and Josh, please fact check me on that. When was Jason Worth's walk year? You see this? I'm rocking this giveaway here. So whatever the best activity, chat activity, question, trivia, you name it, but Slim and Bones will pick who's going to win this. And shout out to my brother-in-law, Freddie, who has a little bit of a side hustle where he does a lot of 3D printing and makes a lot of cool merch. So Freddie has muscular dystrophy, but his company is called Inspire Hustle, which him personally, he's very inspiring, right? Because he doesn't let that get in the way of him getting, doing this stuff. So Freddie makes a lot of cool stuff with his 3D printer, and this is one of them that he actually made. So go check him out on Instagram, Inspire Hustle Studios, and show some love. He'll make some of that. Slim, did you look that up? Am I right or wrong?
I didn't look it up.
And the microphone.
Oh, yes. And shout out to Freddie. He made me this custom microphone cover here. So neither of you could look it up on your phones in the past 30 seconds.
I wasn't told to look it up. I thought we had – I'm not the
Jesus.
producer. What I'm thinking is
Yeah.
with how good Bader is, doing these comparisons, the offense, we already said 08 was better than 10, and this year is better than 10. I'm 100% with you. This Harper – hopefully Schwarber and Turner core, it's going to end up being. I'm not going to get ahead of myself.
Yeah.
But it really has a chance to be all time, especially as we get into this new century, because we're in a new century of baseball, and the Phillies are going to absolutely dominate it. And I can't wait. When I look at it, I got Bader. I think Bader's better than Victorino. Victorino is one of my favorites of all time.
Okay.
It's crazy. And then, yeah, I'm just going through the names. I see Turner, I see Utley, I see Schwarber, I see Howard, and it's like I'm getting super excited for this postseason.
You're right, Dev.
I'm right. I
Yeah.
love to hear that. So Bonzi in the chat confirming, yes. Yeah, so that was 2010, that was his walk year. He had like a 900 something OPS. So yeah, because 2011 we had a Banez, that was the trade year of Pence. All right, so anyway, let's talk some ball here, boys. So well said there, Slim, on Bader. But Slim, this Kansas City Royals ended on a negative note today, right? The Phillies magic number is still 1. We did not win. We clinched the playoff berth, but we did not clinch the division quite yet. But Slim, give me your recap. What are your main takeaways on that Royal series?
So my main takeaway is like Adam was saying, this team has no quit. We saw it on Saturday night. They get down. I think it was 4-0, then it was 4-3, and then Schwarber hit that home run. And it's like, and everyone's contributing. It's the top of the order, it's the bottom of the order, it's all night long. So that's the biggest takeaway. And now the main thing though is the NOLA tracker, right? You hate to bring it up, but that's the last taste in my mouth. I was really, really, really hoping NOLA could go back to back and have great games. It just didn't happen again. He always ends up to be pitching on these Sundays. I'm not making any excuses. I still think he's going to be getting playoff starts. At this point, I know it's hard to say that start him game 2, but I really don't want him on the road. And then if he's not starting at all, how is he even on the playoff roster? So where are you guys with Nola? Because I'm biting my tongue and I'm starting on game 2. I'm still doing it.
Ooh. I'll let Bones take that one.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is one of the reasons why they brought in Walker Buehler, right? To see, besides to get us to October with stretching out with the 6-man rotation, but to see where who they can use out of the bullpen.
Right.
And right now, Noah had a good start last start, but today, I mean, he had good stuff up until, what was it, the 5th inning?
That's right.
5th, 6th inning, and this is one of the only buttons that Rob Thompson hasn't pushed right recently, and he just kept him in there for some reason. Like he's got to know where Noah's at with the way he's going in like a certain inning and just pull the plug on him. He just left him out there. I don't know if he really didn't care about winning the division today, and he just wanted to throw him out there, get the innings in, save the bullpen, all that stuff, and he just let him go. But that's one of the buttons he hasn't pushed right, and it needs to be adjusted. I'm said it before. I don't care about going 3 lefties in a row in the playoffs. If Noah's not the
I'll
guy,
say
he's not
this.
the guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure about all that because then he's going to be left off the roster. Like that's going to be very odd. I just don't know how that looks with Nola and the whole vibe with the whole team. With that being said, I'm with you on all that ladder stuff. I think they just kept him in there to keep him in there. Reset everything on Monday. We knew we had the big Dodgers series, yada yada yada. The more important thing is what you brought up. It's Aaron Nola versus Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler, he threw, I think, 90 pitches. He only went, what did he go, 5 innings? Did he get 6 innings? He only had, I think, 3 or 4 strikeouts, so he's not striking out a bunch of guys. I would need a deep stats on his fastball. He throws a 2-seamer or a 4-seamer, you were saying last episode. He survived. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like he survived. With that
His
being
swing and
said,
miss was pretty good though. His swing and miss was about as good as it was all year. So that's a positive for him.
and then and this is the positive too for him. He stunk last year with the Dodgers until they got to the playoffs, and then he won multiple playoff games and was outstanding. So this dude is a serious competitor. You saw how serious he was when they asked him about the ABS system coming in, the balls and challenge system. He immediately had a take. He immediately sound intelligence. And that's what I like about this pitching staff. It seems like we have pitchers, not just throwers. And I say that because of the pitching coach and what he's done with Banks and this whole staff, man. I don't know. I think we got all pitchers. I think all these guys are truly, They know what they're
Well,
talking about.
well said, man. That's honestly our pitching, our starting pitching all year. Even though Wheeler could get up to like 99, he's a pitcher, right? All
Oh
our
yeah.
staff are a bunch of pitchers. That's well said. Where you see guys like Skeens is a stud, but sometimes people call him a thrower because he's trying to just hit 102 or whatever he's trying to hit. But back to what you were talking about earlier. So main takeaways. So it's funny. So my three main takeaways on this series were everything you guys hit on basically. So number one, Walker Buehler, he did his job. Number two, Otto Kemp, which I'm not going to steal your thunder too much here, but Otto Kemp, as soon as he came up when we had these Bohm and Turner injuries, been doing his job and then some. And then Aaron Nola, which let's just address this now and even more. Let's beat this to death. Bonzi in the chat saying that he shouldn't even be on the postseason roster. I mean, look, we don't have to make this decision right now, obviously, right? We still have 12 more games left. But do you guys realistically think there's a scenario where he's not on the postseason roster? Like,
I don't. I keep going through and I don't. Like if I'm doing game theory slim, it's not even an option. It's not an option for Nola. It's not an option for the Phillies. It's not an option for the clubhouse. I don't know what it looks like from there. So once he's on the roster, what are you going to do with him? Because the second thing is he's not going to the bullpen. What do you guys think? I mean, it's warranted to bench him. I'll say that, but I don't think so.
I don't think he's going to be on the postseason roster. I think a phantom injury is coming. So we're like, we're going to shut Aaron Nola down for the year. I think just like they just did with Jose Alvarado, I really don't think he's hurt. I just don't think they want to use him anymore because they want to get in that rotation because they're not going to have him. Like he gave him a break the last month. Now let's get the players we're going to use for the playoffs, get them in a like rhythm, and go from there. So I think because I don't think they want to get into what they did with Taijuan Walker the last couple of years, have him on there doesn't pitch. Right. And then, like, year one, he was bitching and complaining that he didn't pitch on the roster. So go that route.
Yeah, and you're wasting a spot if you're not going to use him.
Because
we
got this guy. We got him for another 5 years. Like, we got to get him right. And whether that's in his head, mechanics, something, he needs to get himself together in here.
He does. And so Michael Y in the chat is a pretty sharp point here because you hit on this, I think, a week or so ago. So Michael's basically saying that he would utilize Nola more on the road because he doesn't want to have him at the bank in one of those big innings that sucks the air out of the ballpark and then we lose our home field advantage. So that's a pretty strategic approach. I mean, honestly, this is one of the most kind of wide range opinions that you'll see for smart baseball people, right? Because some people say start him number 2 to split the lefties. Other people like Bonzi are saying doesn't even want him on the roster. I don't even know. Is there a right or wrong there?
Well, I was going the other way. I like the take though. It's an interesting idea. I was going the other way. Keep him home because it's familiar.
Okay, so you said the opposite. I'm sorry.
I say, but what what Michael Y said, I gotta chew on that. I'm gonna go back look at the splits. But my gut tells me I'd rather him be at home, just as instead of planning for the bad, let's plan for the good. He has a good couple innings, bam. Or if he has a bad first inning, let's up 2-3 innings and he settles down like Luzardo did, bam. It's a whole different momentum changer from there. So I still like him at home. I know it's tough, right? I know it's real tough. The idea with Michael Y, though, that gives kudos to that is you can stretch him out and wait for game 4. See what it looks like in game 4. Start him on the road in game 4 and then say, oh, this also makes sense. If he does suck, hopefully we're up already and he won't hear the boo birds. So it's interesting. That's where I'm at. I'm going to have to chew on it because I got to see what Buehler looks like. I'm chewing on it.
No, I love it. And a lot of new faces in the chat tonight. We got Brian D. And again, remember, guys, if anyone new, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like, jump over to our Instagram, Twitter. We're all over. We'll be giving away this, fun Phillies necklace giveaway tonight. And Brian in the chat says Nola will be on the roster whether you want it or not. He always has that one bad inning, and it's Topper's job to pull him before that happens. If they can figure it out when that will be, we'll be fine. Well, Brian, I'll tell you what, if we had that crystal ball, Nola would probably be a Cy Young winner because outside of those big innings, for the most part, he's aces, man. It's just figuring that out. Bones, what were you going to say?
Like they say in Major League 2, he has no marbles. I don't think
come
Nola
on.
has the balls
I don't believe that. I think he's
to
going
come out of the bullpen.
Oh, come out the bullpen. Okay.
Yeah. And then, like we talked about before, the way the postseason schedule's set up, we won't have to see a Game 4 starter for the Phillies until the NLCS. And do you really want – and that could possibly be home or it could be away. We don't know yet, depending on who wins.
Just think about keeping him cold. All right, you might be starting Game 4, Game 5 or something. I think it'd be better off you're like, yo, you're Game 2. And if you stink, you're getting out of there right away, and Buehler's going right in, or something along those lines. You know, that's how I would play it.
So that was a perfect segue, Bones. God, no, you jump in, Bones. I'm going to change the topic here.
Oh yeah, he did it with Ranger Suarez before, even not even playoffs. Just like he was always on a short leash, right? With Ranger Suarez, he could do that. But I just when Nola's bad, he's bad, and the game can just get out of the way that quick to where there's no time to regroup.
No.
Like if that game was the other night, Thursday, against the Mets, Phillies don't win that game if Aaron Nola's pitching. It's probably if they come back and get 4 runs, it's going to be 9-4 in the second inning.
He got
Mets.
21 straight outs, dude. I mean, Phillies don't win that game with a lot of people pitching probably.
With Luzardo, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
That's
awesome.
one of the craziest starts you'll ever see.
Oh, it was awesome. Bones was in the ice cream line. We'll get to that later.
So that was a perfect segue because that's exactly where I was going to go with that 4th starter. So as we've been hearing, there's more likely than not the Phillies only have to use 3 starters for the first round of the playoffs, right? So let me create a scenario for you. Let me start with you on this one, Bones. Bring it right back to you. Let's say that Nola continues to stink. Let's say that Buehler does exactly what he just did, or maybe a little bit better. Who's your 4th game starter? Does it have to be Buehler at that point? Do you consider Walker? Walker's been not great lately. So where are we going to go on that?
Yeah, I mean Walker, he's been first inning. That's like his kryptonite right now, where he gives up multiple runs in that inning. But yeah, if he's pitching well, I mean you got to go with Buehler at that point for Game 4. Yeah, because he's got the experience in the playoffs. Chris talked about he's got the grit, you know what I mean, and he's got the track record for pitching good. So I would go with him in Game 4. But I don't think I don't know. They might switch it up and just go with Walker in that Game 4. Hopefully they get him, and then Buehler come out of the bullpen because he has the experience coming out of the bullpen in the playoffs.
Okay. So that's scenario 1, because I have scenario 2. Slim, what's your answer to scenario 1 there?
I do think Buehler's going to have a chance to I think he'll beat out Walker for that 4th spot.
Okay.
Mostly because of his prior experience, right? Even in the World Series. And if he looks good, like we just said, this might be a resurgence for him for his career. You could see him in our rotation again next year as like a 3rd or 4th guy. So I think this is a big time acquisition, potentially. And I think it's a double cheeseburger. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't excited about it. I saw the stats last year in the regular season. I saw what he did with Boston. But no, now I'm super duper excited, especially after talking to a bunch of the Red Riders.
Okay, so now here's scenario 2. What if all 3 of them stink? So if Walker, Taiwan continues to stink, Nola continues to stink, and Buehler starts stinking, then what do you do for the 4th starter? Bones, you start.
Give Nola the benefit of the doubt.
Agreed. Okay. So are we aligned there? Slim, I see you nodding your head.
Yeah, for sure. And even when I answered the question the first time, it's going to be hard not to start Nola in one of these games. You know, it's going to be unless he's not on the roster for whatever reason.
Dude, and Buehler's pitching
if he stinks, you got to get him off the roster.
Yeah. I mean, he stunk for the
So
most part this year, dude.
it's been
Yeah,
all
when-
year. It's been all year. It's been all year.
And Thompson seems to put like winning ahead instead of all the egos. We already seen that with Nikki C. So
Right. You go with the hot hand. All right. So anything else on that, boys? All right. Let's
Nope.
go to Feel the Love. So anyone new here and all the consistent Red Riders, you know the Red Corner's official brewing partner is Love City Brewing. Every single tailgate, you can see us drinking our Love City lagers, and we do multiple watch parties every year at their awesome brewing location right there at 1023 Hamilton Street. Slim, who are you feeling the love for this week, brother?
There's only one person you can pick right now, and his name is Otto. I should be playing every day, Kemp. Okay, this guy, Slim told you, as soon as Turner went down, that Kent was going to come up. He was going to be playing right away when he came up, and he's producing. He's been 6 games, 9 hits, 2 home runs, 3 doubles, 7 RBIs. His OPS is right below 900. Okay, that is serious. This dude's a serious hitter. When we get a full roster back, man, Topper's going to have his hands full because you're going to want a guy who can hit. And right now, with Kemp being plugged in with obviously the core dudes, I'm not going to name the dudes because you guys got your Field of Loves coming as well, and I don't know them. But plugging him in, it's like another acquisition. It seems like we had a million great acquisitions. And you got to think about playing them in little left field here and there, especially with Marsh isn't the greatest sometimes. So I'm fine with him out on left field. I mean, second base is a little scary.
No, it's a great extra bat to have. And Schwarber just said he made some really positive comments about him. He's like, just like last time, picking where he left off, because he was a nice when Otto first came up the first go around, he was a nice jolt for the team. And here we go again. Like that stuff really matters when you look back at a year.
Right. The difference was when he first came up, he was struggling a little bit, but he would get that one hit. He would get that single. He would go 1 for 5, couple strikeouts, whatever. But he was getting himself on base with little singles. Now you're seeing the legit slug. And we remember the days when there was no slugging. And now we got a whole lineup slugging, and he's a big part of it. I think he batted 5th the other day.
Yeah, he's been great, man. Bones, who you feeling the love for this week?
So once again, Chris stole my guy. I was going with Otto Kemp since I bashed him the last week. But I'm going with today for my field of love, Walker Buehler. I mean, I talked about him last week in the either burger or double cheeseburger, and he went 5 innings, right? 90 pitches, as Chris said. And he talked about after the start how he felt good. Like trying to get into his rhythm, and ever since the injury he hasn't been the same, and trying to find that slot with his arm slot, stuff like that. And he kept the ball down. He had a rough first inning, but bounced back, kept the ball down, used his pitches, and they fouled off 18 pitches. And he was saying something about the way they were fouling off the pitches. He knew he was in the right spot where he wanted to be with his arm, and it's just a matter of getting them out the next time. You know what I mean? Going through so they can't hit that ball, and kept the ball down, and that's all you got to ask for. And that's what I talked about before his first start on Friday. Keeping the ball down. That's how you win at Cincinnati Park, and using his different pitches.
I mean,
keeping it simple, stupid.
Keeping it simple, stupid. Kiss. So that field of love parlays perfectly into mine. I'm going with Caleb Cotham. So here we go again, right? I view Cotham as this nerdy video game player, right? And he's got the controller in his hand, and somehow he always manages to make these guys and get the best out of them, right? We don't need Walker Buehler to be what he was when he was a Cy Young candidate 2 or 3 years ago. But what we do need is for the next 4 or 5 starts, we need to get a quality pitcher as a 6th starter. And Cotham, in comparison with Buehler himself, let's give him some credit. He's the one out there on the mound, but he always manages to get the best out of these guys. So shout out to Caleb Cotham. He's been an absolute he's been a gift, to use that phrase again. What a gift Caleb Cotham has been. So I'm feeling the love for our pitching coach and Caleb Cotham. A lot of great chat activity here, guys. We got JR saying that he is getting some shades of the '08 team here. JR, we were just talking about that earlier, brother. It seems like that the vibes are going in that direction. A lot of love for Slim Shades in the chat.
The Shades, there's an ongoing development with the Shades. So please stay tuned, because I might need your help, because there might be a catalog of other Shades coming out. I might need some help picking some new ones.
Oh, nice. And a reminder, guys, we'll be giving away this nice necklace here. Shout out to Inspire Hustle Studios for making it. And Jerry in the chat saying he's feeling the love for Marsh. You guys have been killing him all year. And since he's been back now, Jerry, there's not a guy that I owe more apologies to than Brandon Marsh. I was ready to part ways with him back in April, truly. I wasn't alone, but he's been awesome. So, yeah, absolutely.
And Brandon Marsh might have the most feel the loves this year, by the way.
You think
For
so?
as much shit we gave him, yeah.
No, it's Luzardo, dude. We've given Luzardo's gotten one every week for just going 6 innings.
Well, Nicky C's gotten a lot, too, because there's a lot of ingest ones thrown out there.
Yeah, well, the people love Nicky C.
They do. And we got RF in the chat saying, can Suarez pitch on the road without any problem? Can Suarez pitch on the road without any problem? I don't see why not, RF. Do you guys want to make any additions there?
He did it last year against the Mets. I mean, He pitched like garbage the whole second half last year, and then in that game against the Mets, he pitched awesome. And it was like you were sitting on your chair, because every inning he was getting himself in these situations, and then he would get himself right out of it.
Yep.
And then you didn't. You would think the bullpen was getting up, coming in. Nope, he got out of it. Next inning would come along, he would do the same thing.
Yeah, walking that tightrope.
And let's be clear, he is in a contract year when his agent is Scott Boras. Doesn't matter. He probably wants to be on the road, and he probably wants to set a personal record with strikeouts and all this stuff. So I'm planning on getting the best Ranger Suarez we've ever seen. What's going to be interesting, and this was going to be awesome. We're going to win the World Series. We're going to go straight into the summer, and we're going to have to decide on a ton of contracts. We got Schwarber, we got Remuto, we have Marsh. Suarez is the big one, and then the other ones, the 3 outfielders. We have Marsh, Castellanos. We're probably going to be doing something with his 1 year left, and Bader. We got the mutual option there. We got is it an option, or is he unrestricted, Marsh? We got a lot of decisions to make. That's 6 dudes who are legit contributors. It's going to be crazy from here till there, and they all should be seeing green right now, and that's why they all get along. It's honestly one of the best Philly teams I've ever seen, and you have to give kudos to Topper, and you got to give kudos to the entire squad, because they all know their roles. You're watching guys transition from being former all-stars, batting 4th, 5th their entire lives, to being dudes who put their egos to the side, and when they get called, they're ready to play. Do they always play great? No, but they're ready to play. So this team's gelling, and I'm loving it.
Well said, man. Honestly, like we were talking about earlier, this is year 4 of this run. So this has been a special year. Like Slim just said, this is a great group of guys, and this has been the least talked about number 2 team in baseball ever, right? Like we're 2 games out of the top in our league, and we're one of the best teams in baseball. Everyone's going back to having the same, wake me up when we win the World Series. That's a loser mentality. It's never the way you should look at a baseball team. Guys, we've won. Look how many World Series we won in our entire history. Like that's, if you're thinking about it like that, you got a loser mentality. And like Slim said, this is a great team, and guys like Otto Kemp, that was the missing piece in prior years, right? We didn't have that depth. We didn't have that extra depth. A guy that when someone went down, you're like, whoa, who's going to be coming in there now? And whoever came in wasn't producing like these guys are. So this has been a special year. So I'm looking forward to it. Bones, what were we going to say there, brother?
No, it's just like you said, like knowing that role, and that's where Thompson's like pushing the buttons. It's working out with these platoons. So when these guys come up and inserted in the lineup, they're swinging the bat a couple times a week and not just going cold in, playing once every couple weeks.
Exactly. And JR in the chat, exactly what I was just saying. The offense hasn't missed a beat since Bowman Turner went down. Like it's been a special year. But guys, let's transition to one of our newer segments here. It is called Pepper. So anyone that has played baseball in their life, you know that it's a very critical moment of practice when the coach peppers the ball at you, right? So I'm going to be peppering some topics at Slim and Bones here. And let's start off here. We already kind of hit this one to death a little bit. But let's further nail this one. And Nola and Walker, where are you at right now? Bones. That's Taiwan Walker, to be clear.
Aaron Nola.
Okay.
As just because Walker, 40, just because I know he can get to where he needs to be. And right now, I think Walker might have hit his plateau early on in the year, and now he's hitting this like early on in the innings where he's giving up runs, and it's kind of like too late for him to like bounce back. He's pitching well after that, but I would go Nola for now, just hoping that he turns it around.
I'm going Nola. For all the reasons we said before, there's no way, just due to his pedigree, there's no way you're gonna give a tip to the hat to Walker before Nola. Now, if you would have said Bueller, that would have been a way different conversation.
Okay. I'm with you on that, Slim. So, Slim, for this second one, Otto Kemp, I'm going to let you just go off on this because he's your boy right now. So, Otto Kemp, you wanted to touch on maybe alternative ways we can use him regardless when they all come back. So, I'll let you go on that, Slim.
So here's my question. What does this best lineup look like? I know we don't want him at second base or third base, right? Is that where we're at? So I'm thinking left field or I'm thinking DH again. I'm thinking,
well, DH. How are you going to put him at DH?
Well, that means Schwarber goes to left field.
Okay. All right. I highly doubt that's going to happen, but I see what you're saying.
No, look at the rules. At this point, you can put Schwarber in left field. We get a lead. You can put him back to DH. They do it with Ohtani, right? And then you can plug – why not? Why can't we do that? Why are they allowed to do it with a pitcher, but we can't do it with Schwarber?
He stays in the game. Like, he's a DH. They lose a –
That's a joke.
A spot.
That's a joke.
No, it's not.
They got to change that rule. If he can pitch and then DH, that's a joke. We should be allowed to put other people at DH then. If they're going to let him do whatever.
Why? He's in the pitching spot.
It makes no difference. You should be allowed to change
as
that.
DH. You can't switch spots as a DH.
You're allowed to flip-flop every other position. You can't do it with the DH. It makes no sense. So, but that's where I would look at. I guess that we're looking at left field. I don't know. Where are the other options? Because I feel stuck. I feel like I'm trying to fit a square into a circle peg. But I have to because he hits doubles and he hits home runs all the time. And he has a 900 OPS. So where are you guys most comfortable putting in there? Do you think about, is he better in Bohm? He looks better in Bohm. He's doing what we ask Bohm to do all the time.
So I think the main takeaway that you're making is you want to utilize him as the extra bat in event that one of our outfield platoon members right now, right?
Well, he bats better than Marsh, right? Right. So, I mean, if you split him with Marsh and left field and you're very cautious with it, I don't – that
you're
might
also
be a
looking
thing.
at
that
a
might
very
be the biggest
micro
reality point, I think.
You're looking at a micro sample of numbers right now, right?
It's only 6 games. It's only 6 games. It's 6 games.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty consistent, man. And it's been doubles and home runs, and it's 900. So it's not like that's what he did in the minor leagues, and we saw him do pretty decent job before that. We've seen him only go progress top.
My thing is, like, he started out hitting the ball well when he first came up, right? And then teams made adjustments on him, right? He goes back down to the minors. He made the adjustments that him and the team seen in his swing he was swinging the bat down in AAA, right? So he comes up. These teams are going to make these adjustments, and after seeing him like the first week that he's been up. Like we'll see the Dodgers. I'm sure they have info on them that they're going to switch up
Right.
for this week going into the tomorrow's series, and then every other team's going to pick up on that same hole he might have.
No, it's a good point. So
It's all
listen,
about adjustments.
it's all about adjustments. And listen, Slim, I'm with you. No one has loved this Otto Kemp emergence. We were talking about Otto back in spring training, right? Because he was raking back then. So we're not new to the Otto Kemp game here. We've been talking about him for almost a year. So it's been awesome to see him have the year that he's had in the role that he's had. Well, let's go to our third topic here at Pepper. Harrison Bader. So Bones. Is Harrison Bader the best trade deadline position player that we've acquired in our lifetime?
He's up there.
Okay.
Depending on how this team does and where they finish in the standings, that could all change. There's a lot of good players that we picked up. Hunter Pence, maybe the biggest one. Like in this new wave of Phillies, was in 2010. They needed him, but he wasn't here long. You know what I mean? But for that year, it was a big pick me up for them that they needed.
Big name.
The other one we talked about wasn't deadline, but it was a waiver wire pickup when they had that back in the day, and that was Matt Stairs, who obviously had the end of the night home run against the Dodgers. So that's two that come to mind for me. I would have to dig a little deeper from back in the day, like in the '93 team and stuff like that. I don't think they picked up anybody during that time. I think that was all maybe pitchers. I think they picked up.
Yeah.
But all that core was intact.
Yeah, he's without a doubt the best midseason acquisition we've gotten, especially when you're talking about position players. The only ones you would have to expand the scope, and then you could talk about Cliff Lee a little bit. But at this point, he's the everyday player. Bader plays center field. He's doing in the beginning of the season, we had a wish list. And I said there was one need that I really, really want. I want a two-way center fielder. And, well, we've just gotten a gift with Bader because he's batting over 300. It's over like 330. He's hitting homers. He has the RBIs. He's doing it not over 6 games. He's been here for like 35 plus games.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been great.
Yeah, he's been absolutely great. And then it's hilarious. The people who were in my comments making fun of me saying, "Oh, Slim, why do you even care about catches at the wall? Like that happens maybe once or twice the entire year." Since we got in Bader, he's done it. It seems like every other day. So yeah, I think two-way he's amazing. He's an A+, and at this point, the way Marsh is talking about Bader, the way the rest of these guys are talking about Bader, they really look at him as a catalyst. Remember, like 3 weeks ago, we were saying, "Oh, platoon, we got to have Bader, Marsh, and Kepler in there every single day." Maybe, maybe not, but we need Bader in there every single day, and that is solidified at this point. And did I mention him? That's the dude whose name I think was escaping me last time. He's a guy with that Bader with that mutual option coming up, because if he has a huge year, man, I mean, Middleton and the Morgans, they're going to have to open up their wallets. We got a lot of money we got to spend on these guys.
Yeah, because Bader's not going to accept his end of it. He's going to be going for a multi-year deal, but the way he played this year.
I might be for it. I might be for Bader, and depending on what Bueller does, I think I might be down to re-sign Bueller at a nice little contract.
Oh, I mean, you're getting ahead of yourself with the Bueller thing. Let's see what he can do here. So here's the thing. So you guys hit all, like always, you guys always know you did your homework. So the big names at the deadline, and Jerry in the chat, you mentioned Cliff Lee. So we're talking about position players, Jerry. Cliff Lee, without a doubt, was a huge one. With here's the biggest thing, right? We had Hunter Pence, Ben Francisco, Matt Stairs, to name a few. But I'm going to get a little bit of – here's a hipster nerdy one if I was going to do a little bit of pushback. So Hunter Pence, without a doubt, as far as name value, all-star guy, right? That was a big get. That was a huge deal. There were some Hunter Pence jerseys going around there, right? Like you can still see them at the ballpark today. Hunter's pencils, remember that? It was one of the groups you'd see. So that was a big deal. But if I'm going to get nerdy, the guy maybe you could say is Edmundo Sosa. And not from like a better player overall, but from a cumulative impact that he's had on this team, like that was a home run move. Like he's been an absolute Swiss Army knife. You can put him anywhere, and he's been with us for 4 years. So,
yeah, but the slam dunk with Bader, and it's funny. I was at a block party yesterday talking to someone about Bader, and I forgot who even gave up for Bader. And I Googled it, and I still didn't even know who the guys are. We didn't even give anything up.
yeah, no, the Bader was a great haul for us. Absolutely. And the biggest thing with the Bader, like you said, Slim, right? He might not have had. Shane R in the chat said this. He didn't love the Bader move off the jump, right? Because he was kind of like overall, we were kind of like he was like not a huge needle mover, but we'll take it better than what we had. I think that was kind of like our consensus, right, guys? Like we were like better than what we have, not a huge needle mover.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was a little bit higher.
You were the most optimistic. Is he bullshitting here?
BSing.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Dude, we have it on tape. I said he was going to start right away over Nick Castellanos, and Castellanos was going to the bench. I said it right away.
You weren't that high on it.
Yeah.
You know why you weren't that high on it?
Go ahead.
Because I don't think you were on the show that night when we did that.
Oh, damn.
You're out of your mind.
We'll have to check the tapes. We'll have to get our producer to check the tapes.
Whenever I spoke on it, I was the highest out of you three, per usual, and it wasn't even close. And I told you.
No pun intended.
Yeah. And I told you he was going to get re-signed.
We're going to clip that one.
Right? I told you he was going to get re-signed. Right? And I told you he was going to be starting every day and pushing Nicky Castellanos towards the bench.
Well, what do you mean you told us he was going to get re-signed? He wasn't re-signed yet.
Well, go back. I said he's going to be fighting for potentially being here long term. He's out there what we're talking about. I didn't say he was going to bat 330 and lead off and all this crazy stuff. And I'm sorry, because when we had that leadoff discussion, who was going to take over, Turner coming down, I wish I would have said Bader. That's the only thing I didn't say. That would have been the cherry. And I see in the chat, and excuse me if this is taking us off topic, but if Turner, we got to touch on Turner.
Yeah.
Turner is supposed to be getting surgery the 23rd or 26th, I think I saw. Topper said he's above.
Turner's not getting surgery.
Yeah, what are you talking about, brother?
What's the 23rd date?
Zach Wheeler's getting surgery on the 23rd.
Okay, yeah. I bet. So Wheeler's getting surgery on the 23rd, and Topper said Turner is looking good, like he's getting ready to come back. My apologies, I got those two little tidbits mixed up. And Topper said Turner looks like he doesn't usually say this, but he's ahead of schedule. So I see John Russell in the chat said, "Do we move Bader out of leadoff when Trey comes back?" Bum bum bum.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
All right.
And JR with the Eric Bruntlett shout out. Absolutely legend. Unassisted triple play. Always a Phillies legend. So guys, we got to keep it moving here. But before we go to around the corner, I have one of my little scenarios. I want to hear your opinion, and I want to hear the chat's opinion, because this just happened to Devo the other day. So you go to the grocery store, right? So you go, you pay, and nowadays, you're spending $150 or $200 every time. So you get home, you realize you left one of your bags at the grocery store. All right, so stay with me, guys. So let's say that bag's valued anywhere between $30 and $60, right, depending on what was in there. Then you sit there and you're like, shit, I don't want to go back tonight. But if you go back the next day, I've never done this before. Is it still fair game if you said to the store, hey, I left all my groceries here yesterday. Any chance I can get them today?
Yeah, good luck with that, dude.
So where are we at on that?
You snooze, you lose.
An interesting one, right? It's an interesting one.
No, that's not interesting at all.
So you're saying
out, dude. You're burnt.
No.
You're out. You're burnt.
So you legit just let them at like
I forgot.
How does that happen? That's what I'm gonna know.
Because I'm rushing. I think I was doing the podcast that night. I'm rushing back, and I left one of my bags. I'm like, damn.
I would go back. There's a chance at a cashier or someone they just put it back, And if you had, well, they probably put the receipt in the bag, so good luck having the receipt. But if you're on camera, go talk to one of those security dudes. They're not doing nothing. They usually
Yeah.
sniff themselves around the free seafood sections and stuff they have there. Say, yo, can we check those cameras out, get some video proof, and see if hopefully a cashier or manager saw your bags and put them back. I gave you a 33% chance of getting your groceries.
33% chance. All right. So Shane R in the chat saying, I would go back immediately or consider them gone. Fair. And to be clear, guys, I did not go back. This was last week. So this is done. But it did cross my mind. And then Shane saying, depending on how bad you need them. And JR in the chat says, tell them you left them your winning scratch-off ticket there, too. But no, like, realistically speaking, that stuff has to happen. So I'm curious to see if, like, how they would handle it. I'd imagine they would honor it, right? Because I left groceries there that I paid for.
Yeah, I think so. I think I give you a 10% chance if you go back now, a week later.
Okay.
But I think you got to fight.
I wanted to see where you guys stood on that. So you're both saying basically no. All right, Bones. What do you got
for
us?
For this week's around the corner, sponsored by the Fresh Works of Port Richmond. As always, Joe and Company deliver great spread for us. We're gonna have no tailgate this week due to scheduled conflicts before our game Thursday, but
Correct.
We would have had the Works on Thursday, and they would have gave us a great meal. But shout out to the Works; they're going to be there all playoffs and football season on Sunday. So give them a hookup. Couple things I want to hit on were one, Brewers. They clinched yesterday. They were the first team to clinch a playoff berth for this postseason, and they honored the late great Bob Uecker with a toast. A little note he left the team before he passed away, and the Brewers manager Pat Murphy read that to the team when they did their toast for clinching their playoff berth. So shout out to them, kudos to them. But it's going to be an exciting postseason. Don't want to get too into it. There goes one helmet.
Okay.
There goes two helmets.
Okay.
There goes three helmets. There goes four helmets. There goes five helmets. This is the new one. This is the one I got Thursday.
Okay.
And this is helmet number 6. Bones completes the bet.
Wow.
And shout out to Chris. I heard he went up to get an ice cream, and they said, "Wow, $10 for an ice." He didn't even know the price for the ice cream. We talked about it so much on here. $10. I ain't paying that for an ice cream. No way.
Wrong.
No, that's not what I heard the other night.
It was $21 for an ice cream and a water. I said, you guys are out of your minds. Out of your minds.
Should have told him to keep the water.
So, in summary, Bones, the 6 ice cream helmet challenge, you completed it by yourself.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Slim, give him some
Unfortunately,
kudos for
I clapped it up for him. I had the green one already, so that's kudos. You're 1-0 in ice cream, and you are officially the ice cream helmet king of Citizens Bank Park.
the 2026 season, Slim. Can you at least give us one? Can you give us one?
I can give you one. I can.
Okay.
And this came down to the wire. We were talking all Thursday as we're sitting there during the game, and I'm looking around, and all I see is City Connect helmets. I go to the bathroom, I'm seeing people just walking by with City Connect helmets. I'm like, today's not my night. It's not going to happen. And then 7th inning, right? I see a girl in front of us coming down with this green Fanatic helmet. And I'm looking around. All I see is City Connect helmets. I walk around, and it's a water ice stand. So I got some water ice. I still got the stain on the cup, and I'm going to send it to the Cooperstown. They're going to authenticate it, and we'll be in the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
No, Bones was good. He went in there. He always had a strategy. Good. Kudos to you, Bones.
Yeah, drink beers and eat ice cream. That was my strategy all year.
That's what he does. That's what he does. Bones,
absolutely correct.
Anything else for around the corner this week?
Nah, that was it. That was keeping it simple.
No, I love it. And shout out to the Fresh Works of Port Richmond. Everyone knows it's a phenomenal family-run business, and we've been they are very good to us, so please be good to them. And JR, I saw your love on my microphone. Thank you. Yeah, my brother-in-law made me this custom microphone cover, so thank you for the love in the chat for that. All right, boys, let us get back to talking our next series coming up. So the Phils head out west, right, to play the preseason, everyone's favorite World Series, prediction in the Dodgers. So this should be a fun series, right? So it's going to be a late series, though, right? So we got 3 10-10 games, and I'm looking here. We have all of our top lefties going. So game 1, we got Ranger versus Emmett Sheehan. Game 2, we have Sanchez versus Ohtani. That'll be a fun one. And game 3, we got Luzardo versus Blake Snell. So, Slim, what are you going to be looking out for in this Dodger series?
I think we're the two favorites. I think this is going to be. I'm not going to see how the playoffs match up, but I do think we're going to be facing the Dodgers somewhat at some point in this playoffs. And I do think they're if we're not the best team, I do still believe that they are the cream of the crop in the National League. I say that because I think Mookie Betts is awesome. I think Ohtani's awesome. Freddie Freeman's having a down year, but I think he's awesome. So I am looking at this as if it is a small wild card series for us on the road. I think we're going to take 2. I think we're going to win the series. I think we take 2 out of 3.
Yeah, so if the playoffs were to start today, the Mets would play the Dodgers, and the winner of that series would come to Philly.
Right.
And I'm more scared of the Dodgers, and it's not close.
Yes, I think we're on agreement there.
Yeah. I mean, the way the Mets have been playing. I mean, this is so Slim.
Just going up the city.
100%. So Slim, you hit it on 100%. The timing of this is perfect, right? It gives us that mid-September playoff feel, right? It's an opportunity for us to win our division against the Dodgers, right? So they can see us celebrate. God forbid, I would hope either the next 3 games, either the Mets lose one or we're going to win this division in Los Angeles, right, guys?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So
probably tomorrow.
Right.
I was surprised it wasn't today.
I know.
Sitting there, just super surprised it wasn't today. It will be tomorrow. I feel pretty good.
And as we talked about earlier on this season, in April, when the Dodgers came to town, Phillies were 6-0 against the Dodgers last year. They took 2 out of 3 at home this year, I think it was. So the Phillies have their number. And right now, this is probably the most vulnerable the Dodgers have been in a couple years. Their starting pitching is good when they're healthy. Their bullpen is not good. And if we can wear their starting pitchers down like they have all year to starting pitchers and get to the bullpen, and we smack around bullpens all year, Phillies can easily win this series.
And think about even going into the playoffs here. If the Dodgers played the Mets, let's say that they beat them 2-1 or whatever it is, and they could close the series in New York, have the vibes of that terrible Mets fan experience. You guys saw the highlights all week, and they got the DJs going as they're losing games. And then if the Dodgers have to stay on the East Coast and play us, our stadium's going to be rocking, and they haven't been here, like Bones said, and says way back, 6 months ago or something, it feels like. It seems like a whole season ago we played them in Citizens Bank Park, and that's a disadvantage to them because, like we just said, we're getting the reps over in Los Angeles. I love the way everything's shaping up for us.
100%. And as far as it's going to be a fun series, right? Having Ohtani on the mound, one of the games. He's been an interesting one, right? Because a lot of people are bashing him. His ERA is still sub-4, but he has 12 starts, but he's only gone like 36 innings, right? So he has not been going deep into games. And to your point, that does not bode well with a bad bullpen, right, Bones?
Yeah.
So, by the way, I was thinking about this, and as you were talking, I was trying to do research. I couldn't. How many times has Ohtani started against the Phillies as a pitcher?
Once?
I don't think he started any.
I don't think he has. I was thinking about that. I was trying off the top of my head.
Maybe one, like Chris said. But
right.
Other than that.
From that standpoint, that's fun in itself, right? To have him on the mound against us.
Yeah, I think we were rocking, dude. We got too many. We're too deep right now for him to be doing his little 1 inning, getting his spring train. Like he's just getting out of his spring training per se, right?
Yeah,
Pitching
Yeah,
wise.
he's starting to go deeper in the games. He's getting like 4 or 5 innings now.
right.
They pushed his last start back by a day, and then there was another injury to their staff, so he literally pitched the next day after they were trying to hold him out.
Right. All right, so this is going to be a fun series. Let's hope that magic number goes to 0 and we can win the division. JR in the chat saying, let's set the tone this series, get some confidence versus Dodger team. 100% JR. Guys, before we go to Slim Pick'ems, and before Slim kind of goes through that, I talked about this on my socials a little bit. Rob Thompson for Manager of the Year, NL Manager of the Year. He got snubbed in 2022. I think was the year that everyone thought he was the most deserving. What do we think about this year, guys? This was my resume that I put. He helped turn this organization around, which has continued until this day. He has managed egos and what you've seen in the platoon, and he's gone through a lot of injuries. So this hasn't been a set and forget type year. So do you give any credence to that, boys?
I think he's had a great year. I would definitely consider voting for him if I had a vote. But the truth is, they always run with the top narrative. Since he's been here for 3-4 years, that's kind of stale to the national people. And the Brewers are the hot story.
He won it last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pat Murphy won it last year.
Yeah, so that might help us a little bit.
Good point. I didn't realize that.
Not that he can't win it back-to-back years, Slim, but that helps us a little bit, I think.
It really does. I think it does.
Yeah.
So my thing is, like, they thought this was going to be like a 3-team race in the NL East, right? And for a lot of the year, it was a two-team race. And now the Phillies just put their gas on the pedal, and it's no race at all. I mean, the biggest gap in between first and second place in divisions in all of baseball. So that's where I think, and like you said, with all the injuries and the egos, he had to deal with the platooning and all that stuff. He would definitely get Manager of the Year vote. I think he should get it. I don't think there's anybody else even close that should get it.
I'm hoping he does. That would be exciting. I think that would be the first since Charlie Manuel, right? I think Manuel won it. So Slim, before you go to Slim Pick'ems, do you want to hit the chat with one of your trivia questions that they can chew on while you're giving your
Yeah. Let me jump one of these up. Good call. I have it written down here. Let me pull it up. I got 2.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Before Chris is looking, who leads all of Major League Baseball relievers in home runs allowed?
Are you asking that for a specific reason?
Nolan?
Because I missed it. No, relievers. I missed it on my around the corner.
Romano?
Nope.
Is it Kirkring?
Nope.
Is it Jeff Hoffman?
It is Jeff Hoffman.
Yeah.
4.76 ERA. His velocity's dipping. We're in September. What did we say? That's why I didn't get a contract. He stinks.
You were on that. You were on that. So shout out to you, Bones.
Yeah, look where we are now. So much better spot. All right. This is NL East related. What is a Maddox in a pro baseball terms? What is a Maddox? An Maddux. What is a Maddox in pro baseball terms? All right. So here we go. Slim Pick'ems. And first off, let's give a shout out to Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. They are smiles ahead of the competition. And if you're like Slim and you've been grinding, not just the best, but your teeth, you got to check out Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. They're the best in the game. They're going to be hooking me up later. So my point before I get into what's going on these last 2 weeks, resilience of volume, right? Everybody loves a winner, but everybody hates the grind. No one has the courage to do what Slim's doing right now. But at the end of the year, when I'm plus 100 units, they're going to say, oh, that was pretty impressive. I saw what you did there. Yeah. All right. So they hate the process, but they love a winner. All right. Losses are a part of the volume. You have to be able to withstand the losses. With every loss, your next edge gets bigger. It's that idea being due. And when you got the model, it's always going to come in. Case in point, look at today. 2 for 2 on some big dogs. On some big dogs on those tier threes on a Sunday. We came back 6-7 units. All right. With that being said, let's get to tomorrow's slate. You guys know the deal. All -1.5, all away teams. We're literally taking every single away team. We're taking the Cubs plus 130, the Braves plus 100, Toronto plus 130, Baltimore plus 130, the Yankees -115. So you got to lay 1.15 units. It's annoying, but we got to do it. Texas, there's not a line out. As soon as it's out there, bang it for whatever. San Fran plus 185 and the Phillies plus 175. Stay tuned because if we get across 100 units, we might be cutting down these next few days as we wind down these last 2 weeks and head into the playoffs. Woo! In other news, we're still monitoring the Mets collapse. If the Mets collapse, that's our market collapse. We got San Fran position with 5 units to win back 300 units, and we got the Reds position with 5 units to bring back 250 units. Okay? They're not winning baseball games, San Fran and the Reds, but neither are the Mets. So we got some time. I'll see you guys on the other side. We're miles ahead of the competition. Shout out to Warminster Dental and D-Town Dental.
Amen. Thank you, Slim, as always. And you guys know, please ride with Slim because the red corner always does. And Lisa, we see you in the chat. I saw your comment earlier, Lisa, about Aaron Nola and the short lease. Very good point by you. Thank you for joining the chat tonight. Guys, final reminder here. Slim and Bones are about to pick who will win this fun novelty necklace, Phillies necklace. Slim just asked a trivia question. If we don't get that answer, that's fine. They'll still pick a winner based off the chat activity, and then we will ship that over to you. Before that, let us close it down to final segment here. Bones, what do you got for us, brother? On this day in Phillies history.
On this day in Phillies history, we got a couple of them. 1984, Mike Schmidt hit 2 homers as the Phillies and Steve Carlton defeated the Expos 9-5 for his 235th win with the Phillies, breaking the team record held by Robin Roberts at the time. And Schmidt's homers gave him 100 RBIs for the 7th straight season. Or 7th season. It might not have been straight. Next one, 2008. Chase Utley was hit by a pitch for the 26th time, breaking the Phillies record for hit by pitches in a season. And then next one, 2014. This is a little infamous one.
Okay.
Jonathan Papelbon blows a 3-run lead, and while he gets taken out, he walks off and gives the fans the old nice model, honk honk.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice style.
Yeah.
going off the field. And that was his last time he pitched for the Phillies.
Yeah.
All-time saves leader for the Phillies, Jonathan Papelbon. He was the man. Sucks the team sucked.
Yeah. It really does. Is that it, Bones?
Yeah, that's it for this day in Phillies history.
A lot of good ones there. All right, guys. So let's pick a winner. Who do you guys thinking? So scroll through that chat. Who do you think should win this Phillies novelty necklace? It's a very fun. If you want to wear it to a game, you want to give it to a kid. It's a really nice gift.
I think the most intelligent comment of the night from a new name as well is Bryn's comment with Nola. He's going to be on the roster whether you want it or not, and that's kind of where we're at. So dudes like Bonzi, dudes like other dudes are going to have to, take their medicine and live with it. Because I don't know if it's going to be game 2 or game 4 or game 5, but Nola will be on the mound. So that's where I'm at.
All right, so there you go. So Slim speaks. So Bryn DeGraff, congratulations, you have won this. So do us a favor, Bryn. You got to reach out, though. So slide into our DMs on Twitter or Instagram. Let us know where we ship it, and we will send you this. Congratulations, you have won this. Guys, big week here. This is the week that the Phillies will clinch the NL East back-to-back for the first time in over a decade. Back-to-back champs, right? So this is a big year for us. So let's go. Go Phils. Any closing thoughts before we kind of start our another work week, boys?
Hey, we are the Phillies luck charm. All right. We come around, they win the World Series. That's what's going to happen.
What do you got, Bones?
Now just hammer out that starting pitching, beat them to death, and then get to the bullpen so they can do some damage and win this. Hopefully the Phillies clinch tomorrow night before they even go out there on the field. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. All right, guys, stay tuned. Thank you. Very fun activity, smart chat tonight. So kudos to you guys. Stay tuned because we will be doing a lot of events coming up, and we have a lot of exciting content coming your way. We'll also be doing some playoff watch parties. So make sure you're staying here, hitting our hitting subscribe and watching our socials. We will see you soon. Go Phils.